Welcome to the Mountain Magnolia Show, where your hosts, Mary Noble Braden and Leanne Lewis, will introduce you to Swannanoa Valley's most interesting and most iconic individuals.
Happy Monday. This is Mary Noble Braden at the Mountain Magnolia Show here in Black Mountain, North Carolina. I hope everyone's having a great day. And we have got some special guests today. I can't wait to dig deep and really reveal the heart and soul of our community, because that's really where we are right now. Well, I want to introduce Mary Catherine Robinson and David Carter Florence from Black Mountain Presbyterian. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Oh, we're so happy to be here, Mary Noble, with you and to talk about our community and how wonderful it is.
It has really been some serious heartstrings pulled in the last 5 weeks, hasn't it?
Most definitely, yeah. But I think it's really brought out the resilience of our community and just how beautiful the people here in Black Mountain are.
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah. I listened to one of your sermons when you agreed to be on the show the other night, and it really touched my heart. You at the end, you started crying, and you were like, I just am so amazed how much love there is here.
Oh, was that the roar of love?
It was.
Yes. I've seen it everywhere I've gone. I mean, and I think that when we were feeding people at the church right after the storm, I just saw, I saw people from different political parties come together and work together for the common good. And we were all focused in on feeding and the basics of life. And all the things that separate us just fell away. And it brought a lot of people together. And I hope that we can continue to focus on that as a community.
I felt that too, just by interviewing folks and going different places, even different towns, my hometown in Birmingham,
right.
How much people wanted to help. And really everyone let their guard down. It didn't matter. We are so much more alike than we really remember or think we are.
And if you just get to talking to someone, and hearing their story and what they love and care about, it reminds you how similar we are. Right, David?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah. And David, I'd like y'all to reflect a little bit back from this past, what are we on? Almost 6 weeks. It'll be 6 weeks this Thursday. And how things have changed. We went from needing food and water to housing. How have things changed recently?
So much. We were just
definitely emergency in the beginning.
Yeah, the emergency and sort of the sprint period was just, there wasn't much time to think or feel. So I know a lot of first responders were sleeping in our church, and they were kind of amazing, from all over the state, all over the Southeast. And but the grief, no one was really tapping into it too much. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people were on the edge of tears, but knew that work needed to be done. And so it's been a bit of that, but definitely the dial has moved to letting some emotion out, talking about it, leaning on one another. And that's been really amazing. And I know there's going to be a lot more to talk about and to care for one another. We need to be doing that all the way through. Yeah. And that's another shift. We have to remember that that's the core of what it means to be human.
It's true. And I feel like this is our time to heal big time.
Right. And I think we were kind of in an emergency situation those first 2 weeks, and we just had to meet people's basic needs. And then we started thinking a little bit more about recovery. And that's when we decided kind of at the church that it would be a good time to do a lament service and just let people feel whatever they were feeling. And then I think the town did a beautiful job of kind of recognizing when we needed to have the prayer vigil as a town. And it was great to be a part of that. The town council's been meeting in our sanctuary, which I don't think would have ever happened. And it's just, I just see all these groups from Black Mountain working together so well. And I hope that can continue.
I know it's brought so many people close together, and getting out there, working next to each other. And one of the things that I've heard so many people say is like, well, I wasn't friends with my neighbors, but I am now because we ate the last 15 days of meals together.
Right.
How beautiful is that?
That definitely happened for me.
Yeah.
People I'd never spoken to, maybe waved to, but we stopped and asked, checked in, brought them water, brought them food, and invited them down to eat together. It's amazing.
One of our church members, he lives right downtown, and his house was the only one that had a well. And he invited everyone in the neighborhood to come and take showers. Like he had in the afternoons, he had a time from 5 to 8 p.m. What everyone would come and just have their shower time.
I love that. We did this. I actually did tell the church that we have a well, and I offered. I told Alice, she's like, "You have a well?" And I said, "I do. Come on."
Yes. Yeah.
We had folks bathing in our creek for the first week, and we had a trough down there. So, and we met so many people that we haven't met, and
right, new neighbors, and I mean, they were neighbors that have been there the whole time, but you just didn't know them.
And it didn't matter. None of us were in a rush.
Right.
Didn't
you
y'all
didn't
love
have
that?
anywhere to go.
The phone didn't work.
Yes. I loved being away from my phone for a week.
And I was telling folks, I was like, a hello, which I love to say hello to everybody now, well, not now, back several weeks ago, turned into a 10, 15, 20-minute conversation.
Mm-hmm. Where you just tried to practice presence with people.
Yes.
And to really listen and hear their story, deep listening.
Deep listening is really needed.
And I think, from the lines of people that formed when we were feeding people, like David and I, a lot of times would just get out into the line and start to hear what their needs were. And that moved from us becoming a distribution center because we found out what people's needs were. And in the beginning, it was definitely food and water. By the next week, it had, switched to underwear and
diapers
and dehumidifiers and just, diapers. I mean, we got more diapers and peanut butter, right, David?
Yeah.
So much peanut butter.
And dog food.
Yeah, and dog food and just so many things at the church.
Well, we're going back now like it was this beautiful time because it was,
Oh, yes. It was a time where, what you said, neighbors just coming together and being there for one another and loving each other. We have a sign out in front of the church is like, who's your neighbor? And it's everyone. It's the people that vote differently from you, the people that think differently from you. We're all neighbors to one another.
We are. And we're more alike than we think we are.
Mm-hmm.
And we've also found that putting some of our old links in the community into action at a new level with SVCM, Swananoa Valley Christian Ministry, and Bounty and Soul,
Black Mountain Counseling Center.
And we're even hosting them because their building can't be used. So hosting the Montessori School, hosting the Quaker Meeting, hosting BMPC. BM, what is it? Black Mountain Counseling Center, BMCC.
CC.
Yeah.
There's a lot of acronyms
there. But that shared effort feels incredible. And again, differences just fade away and fall away.
Yeah, the Quakers had their building totally destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Swept
Wiped out.
away. So they started meeting in our church on Sunday afternoon. Just yesterday they started. And then the Montessori school had, some asbestos that they didn't know about. So they're cleaning it now, and they're meeting up in our second floor of our education wing.
Y'all really showed up for the town of Black Mountain. I just want to thank y'all. Y'all really showed up and all that you did.
I will say that, Mary Noble, that I have the best team ever. I love my staff so much, and everybody opened their hearts, and the congregation too, our session, our leadership. They're just pretty amazing people, and I I love them dearly. So it's not just one leader. It's really recognizing the gifts and lots of people, and giving them the freedom to use those gifts.
Yeah, everyone has. And doesn't it feel so good when you're working by each other's side and you're getting to help people? It makes me want to cry sometimes. Like, it feels so good to be able to work with folks that have one thing they're doing, and it's to support or please somebody that is in need, and it feels so good.
Well, I will say that the first week that we were feeding people, there were more young adults that showed up than I have ever seen in Black Mountain. And I could tell that some of them were missing their video games. Like, I really could tell that, but they couldn't play them. And they started cooking, and they found a purpose that was different and meaningful.
Yeah.
And we have seen like so many 20-somethings people show up, and they're passionate. They've told me that they feel more on fire than ever. They feel more alive than ever. And something's coming out of this. I'm kind of starting to dream about, what we can do to support those young adults and their passions, like at the church as well.
And they also just would stop and say, I think I found my calling. Mm-hmm. One of them as a cook, one of them just saying, I want to do relief work. And that kind of discernment happening so quickly and clearly was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's listening to their heart. It's knowing, wow, I feel more awake than ever. And that is just absolutely beautiful.
It is. And, y'all made it. I know it's not y'all, but everyone made a difference. And even though this was such a hard thing to endure, so many beautiful things came out of it. A lot of great connections. You could feel the spirit, and I think everyone could. I did. There was one point when I had gone to Birmingham, maybe 5 days after the storm, and I came back, and I was on Highway 70, and I saw a man on the side of the street. He probably was homeless, and he had a Bible in his hand, and he was reading it, and I was like, this feels like something like the end of the world or
apocalyptic.
Something.
Right? I mean, that's what people have said. I mean, when it first happened, it did feel a little apocalyptic. And I was talking to my husband, and I said, it kind of, Swannanoa feels a little bit like a third world country. And he said, Catherine, it's worse than a third world country. You don't go to Guatemala and see like muddy cars all on the side of the road that have been flooded. I mean,
or cars up in the trees.
Yes. Or people up in the trees. I think we've just seen just the devastation.
Yeah.
And I know that Black Mountain, that we're the community where a lot of trucks were able to get to, more supplies were able to get to us. So we're really that, sister town to Swannanoa, and doing whatever we can to help Swannanoa in the future, I think is going to be key.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, it is. It's so good to remember the joy and the love we felt in the last 5 weeks, and especially as tomorrow comes up.
Yes.
It's going to be really important to love and hug our neighbors. But I want you guys also to talk about still, because we still have a little ways to go here.
Right.
How the community, or if you're listening from afar, how folks could actually help. Can they go to the church's website? Do you need still food donations? Can y'all talk a little bit about that?
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I mean, just kind of when we put a hold on we did like probably about 2 weeks ago. We partner with Montreat Conference Center, and they opened up the Dunn Pavilion, which is their gym, their big basketball gym.
Oh, nice.
It is packed with supplies and donations. So they are going to allow us to use that until April.
Wow.
Yes. And so we took like the leadership from Swannanoa Valley Christian there to say, hey, we've got all this. You need to know it's here. You can have as much as you want. And because Swannanoa Valley Christian is really our partner in ministry, and they're used to, helping people most in need.
Yeah.
And those that are homeless, a lot, or our neighbors who are unhoused, usually go to them for help the most.
It's true. Yep. I've been here for a long time, and that has been a place where people who don't have anything, they go often.
Yeah.
Right.
And part of it, we had a good opportunity to look at what would come next, and meeting that gap in cash with utility needs and replacing a car, unmet medical needs. Just, I think cash is enormous.
Oh yeah.
And we're looking at ways with our lead team of a little task force to what is next. And so all these supplies have been garnered, and now we are thinking about, as volunteer groups come in, how might they be organized to go help people. And outpouring from the Southeast, from all over the country.
So many places.
Has been unbelievable, and it continues. And I think so people are starting to schedule out winter and spring visits to come and help. So we want to help be a part of that with a lot of our partners, keep it rolling.
And the Presbyterian Church is a very connectional church. I mean, we have churches, there's 97 churches in Western North Carolina that are PCUSA Presbyterian churches, and we all support and love one another, from the small church to the large church. And that is the same like all over the country. I'm part of a clergy group of 25 pastors all over our country. And they have all reached out. They've all sent money. They've all sent donations. They want to send groups to come in and help. We've just got to get organized, and we've got to find places to house them. So we're working with Montreat Conference Center to kind of figure out how do we house a group of 10 people that want to come and clean out drywall, wet drywall from a house.
Yeah.
Those are the things we're thinking about now. We're also really thinking about affordable housing in Black Mountain and Swannanoa. And through the donations, the monetary donations that have come into the church, we kind of have the resources now to hopefully move the needle on
great.
That in our community. We're dreaming about, do we buy land? There's a lot that we're thinking about that the task force is going to be working on.
That's huge. It really is.
And it's been amazing also to work with so many other groups dreaming about that and saying, if we're all doing this together, just the power of that could change this valley, this watershed here. And being able to build on higher ground, build stronger houses, and
build
be
houses up.
Very thoughtful about it too, with good design. And again, people just keep volunteering and keep giving, and we'd love to share in that.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, it's going to be really something. Being in real estate for the last 20 years, some of the calls that we've gotten in the last 3 weeks, they want to know, if this place is okay in this place. But one of the biggest things is, is it by a creek?
Oh, they want to know now about,
Yeah, and
which in the past people would love to be by a creek, right?
Yeah, or
they love a water view.
Going places and the whole back of the property, is like a cliff.
Yes, yes.
But it hasn't happened in a long time, and that's what we have to remember.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a beautiful thing for you guys to work on affordable housing, because we really do need that here.
Yeah, I mean, it was an issue before the storm. It's magnified 100 times since the storm. It will continue to be an issue, and we don't want to lose, that Appalachian kind of spirit or culture that we have. And I don't want to see people that can't afford to live in the valley anymore have to move out. And so we want to just really focus in on that and help the least of these in our valley.
Well, you guys are amazing. Thank you for opening your hearts. David, I know us women were blabbing so much. Did you say everything that you wanted to say?
I guess it's just been a major inspiration to just see everyone dropping their guard and getting to work together to give. And love just wins. Love does it
over and over
and over.
Yes.
So we again, with the tricky aspects of the election, I think remembering that love is the calling, and being able to cross all boundaries, that has felt like an incredible gift.
Yeah.
I got chills when you said that.
Yeah, I mean, and every Sunday when I share my benediction, it's hold on to the good, honor all of God's children, and may we continue to do that in the days ahead.
Lift each other up.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
It is.
Really. Love.
Yes.
Well, I would love for one of y'all to say a little prayer. Instead of us doing our motivation cards, I'd love for you to say a short prayer. Do you mind doing that?
Sure. God of love, we come so thankful today for the opportunity to share stories of the ways in which love moves us, how it takes us out of complacency and moves us into caring for our neighbor. We pray during this volatile season, especially as we prepare for the election tomorrow, that your love may continue to shine, that it may continue to grow in the hearts of all those who hear and who listen to this conversation. May our town, may our Swannanoa Valley, may all those who are hurting, may they feel loved and may they feel cared for as we care for one another, neighbor to neighbor. In God's name, your holy name, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. I know I just put that on you.
Yeah, that's good. We're used to praying, aren't we, David?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the Mountain Magnolia Show. This is 96.1. It's a grassroots radio station, very local here to Black Mountain. And the Mountain Magnolias is all about revealing the heart and soul of our community, which you guys just did. And you can find us on Facebook, as Spotify and Apple. And so look for the Mountain Magnolia Radio Show. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for Mountain Magnolias with your hosts, Mary Noble Braden and Leanne Lewis. Join us next time for more interesting stories from the Swannanoa's most interesting people as we give you something to talk about. Mountain Magnolias is a production of Noble & Company Realty in Black Mountain. For more information, please call them at 828-357-5243. 828-357-5243.
This program is produced and engineered by Cameron Crisp.
The preceding has been a production of Signal Hill Studios. For more information, please call 704-872-0550.